everybody doing today? So this video is going to be a little quick lesson. We're going to get started on how to play and improvise in Mixolydian, and I'm going to be working with this track that I made not too long, just a couple days ago, and which is now up on my site. And of course I will go ahead and leave a link in the description. But really the idea here is just to get you familiar with kind of three little positions that I like to use for Mixolydian, and just give you some ideas, some things to practice over this track, so you can start to get comfortable playing in Mixolydian, starting to understand its kind of, there's the many different kind of colors and different kinds of ways you can think about the Mixolydian mode. So first things first, we're going to be in E standard tuning, and this little turnaround section is just a B9 chord and then an A9 chord. And I did that so you can kind of, if you wanted to, you can change the tonality there and maybe go into C sharp pentatonic minor and change up the feeling. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and throw up the tabs here, and the first little scale you're going to see is this A major. So Mixolydian is what we call the fifth mode of A major. That's one way we can define it, look at it. And I want you to know the basic main form of the major scale here, and this is one that I use in the Mixolydian mode quite a bit. So that's going to be our A major, that's 579 579 on the E, and then 679 679 on the D and G, and then 7 9 10 on the B and E, right? And I would recommend, just doing little patterns within that. You can see me kind of repeating each little string, like that's something I like to do, just to get get some mileage out of the scale itself. So the second form that you're going to see up there is something I like to call the E Mixolydian pentatonic. And so really what we're doing is I tend to think of this coming out of the E blues box scale, and I just change all the G's basically to G sharps and then just go from there. And what that's going to look like is 12 16, 12 14, 12 14, 13 14, 12 15, 12 16 on the E, A, D, G, B, and E string respectively. And so any kind of stuff I'm going to do with my minor pentatonic, any basically sequences or like threes patterns or anything like that, I'm going to use with that pentatonic scale as well. So and the last one is basically just filling out that scale with the three notes, so you can do three notes per string. And so the first E, A, and D strings, and that'll be like the last little scale that you see tabbed out there. The E, A, and D strings are all going to be 12, 14, 16. We get to the G string, it's going to be 13, 14, 16. And the B string is going to be 14, 15, 17. E string will be 14, 16. So we could keep that Mixolydian tonality. We get to that B9 chord, it's going to give it a little minorness, make it sound like it's kind of Endorian a little bit. Or we could jump it, like I said, into the C sharp. And so basically what I want you to do with this, if you're brand new to this, and it's just get really comfortable playing these scales in time with whatever track that you want to do. Well, that's the first part. And the second part to that is going to be, when you start to get into your patterns and the way you do these scales, is to look out for little melodic phrases and stuff that just sounds cool. And one easy way to do that is just record yourself playing over a backing track like this. And so, don't always start in the same place, don't always start on the same beat, and then don't always start with a descending or a ascending path. Like you can change those things up, and those are the kind of easy things to think about. So I think that's really all I want to say about just what's going on with how to play and how to improvise, how to get started with Mixolydian. Now, a little bit about the mode itself. Mixolydian is basically a major scale. There's a bunch of different ways to look at it, and I know I'm not going to ever push my view as the only one at viewpoint here, but kind of what it looks like is a major scale with the flat 7. And that's what kind of gives it that cool sort of bluesy sound. It really defines a lot of, cool rock from the 80s and a little bit from the 90s. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and play out with this video. I really appreciate you stopping by and checking it out. And go ahead and check out that backing track. Like, subscribe, and leave a comment, and come back and check out my other things. I'll be back basically every other day or so with a lesson. I've got some funny shorts, so we're having a lot of fun making the shorts, and then I'll be putting up more and more backing tracks. So hope to see you guys in the future, and rock on, always be excellent to each other, and party on. Have fun playing in some Mixolydian.